What's up everybody, Greg here with Lensprotogo and Lens Rentals, and welcome back to the third lens in the Tokina Vista Prime set. This is going to be the 35mm optics test, checking out flaring, breathing, bokeh, edge distortion, and sharpness. If you want to check out any of the other lenses, they're going to be linked to at the end of this video and in the description below, so check those out. But without further ado, let's jump right into the first test at the 35mm. Now the first thing that we're going to look at is our breathing test. We're wide open at a T1.5, and we're just going to go through our focusing range, so going to close focus first, and then going all the way to infinity. And we're really looking on the edges to see how much this lens zooms in and out as we go through that focusing range. Now this lens, just like the rest in the Tokina Vista Prime set, has really good control over that focus breathing, and you really don't have any of that zooming in and out like you can see with this footage. The next thing that we're going to look at is our bokeh test, going from wide open at T1.5 all the way down to a T22. And if you look at the out of focus area in the background, you can see we get some really nice circular bokeh with those Christmas lights that I have hanging there. And we're just going to go through all the aperture range, sort of step down, starting at a T22, going to a T16, T11, T8, T5.6, T4, T2.8, T2, and T1.5. Next up, we're going to look at our edge distortion and sharpness. So by panning side to side and sort of putting my face off to the edge of the frame, you can see if there's any distortion in my face, and there really isn't with the 35mm, as well as being able to keep that sharpness basically across the whole image. The focus does start to shift a little bit back as I pan the lens, but it does stay sharp all the way into those edges. Then we're going to look at our flaring test. So starting with the light pretty dimmed down, we're just going to move it around, and you're not really seeing any flares with this light. And then if we bump it up, you do start to see, similar with the 18mm and 25mm, those green flares as we go around the frame. And then once we go outside of the frame, it definitely does drop off quite a bit, and there's really not a ton of flares in there. It's only when the light is actually in the shot. And then the last thing that we're going to look at is our close focus at T1.5, so wide open at 16 inches. And this is a very similar scale to the 25mm that we just looked at. So that's going to wrap it up for the lens test of the 35mm Vista Cinema Prime from Tokina. If you guys have any questions about this lens or the test, make sure to let me know in the comments down below, as well as any other lenses you want me to do. If you want to see more lens tests just like this one, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for new videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.